Welcome to Mr. Moon has left the building with me, Sam Palmer, Gazetta style football, sitting here with the espresso after Nottingham Forest yesterday. What more is there left to say? It's funny, I went to bed, I watched it, it was on at midnight here. I wasn't going to watch it, and at 11 o'clock at night I set an alarm for midnight and got up and done it to myself. I needed it to reassure myself that I was right. I didn't feel anything when we scored. I didn't feel anything really when we lost, because that wasn't our relegation game. They were ages ago. I told you that. Fulham, Brentford, Leeds, they were the relegation games. These are just games now. It wouldn't have made any difference if we drew that game. I don't think it made any difference if we'd have won that game. But it pretty much has confirmed our relegation, 7 points adrift to an absolute poor Forest team. But this actually isn't about us as a team, the players, the other teams in the mix. Could we catch this? Could we sign this? Said it all. This is about now us as a club and having an opportunity to reset that club, or that club to completely crumble and maybe never come back to what our age know as West Ham. And that's a sad bit for me. We can go into managers being inept, the players obviously inept, but unfortunately it's the club that's inept. And I was trying to think of one thing that the club do well, and they don't do any of it. I'm also shocked that no one at the club has come out and spoken, leaving it to the manager. Obviously, I think we all thought the manager was probably going to go to last night. And I don't know who you're replacing with, unless you're going with the West Ham squad, but like to come back, like as I say, your Joe Coles and your Michael Carricks and your Frank or someone like that. But who on earth would take that job? That would be the third manager of a season. And I don't care what you say. I know Potter and Lopetegui, they're listed. I definitely didn't want them at the club. They're not all absolute useless managers. There's clearly a bigger picture, and we know the bigger picture is the way the club's run. I'd like to hear from the owners. It's funny, the last time we heard from Karen Brady was when she got on the TalkSport to tell us how great Graham Potter was 1 week before sacking him. And that was the last time we heard from her. There is no plan. There's no provisions for going down. And I honestly believe, and to be honest with you, I will be betting on it, that West Ham go again. And you lot will go, you're an idiot. You said that this year when I said that we will go down. But right now, it's actually not the time for I told you so. Because I don't feel very good that I foresaw that we were going down. I still see people commenting that we've got to get behind the team, we're realistic and things like that. This isn't a team I can get behind. This isn't a club I even know. I don't know this club. It's not West Ham, that's for sure. West Ham always had a bit of fight. And someone said it's a bit like the Avram Grant years. And in a sense, yes, but it's worse. Avram Grant at least had a couple of good players. We don't. But it's years of mismanagement. Years of bringing in players that don't suit a system, years of chopping and changing managers that play different systems. Very similar to Manchester United. Look at them. I said in the summer, how on earth are they letting Ruben Amorim go out and just spend money now, and to a system that no one else plays? And as it says, they've sacked him. Now they're going to have to rebuild again. Absolutely idiotic. Our club, as I say, always stood for something. It was under the morals of Bobby Moore, or your Frank Lampard, your Trevor Brookins, your Alvin Martins, Julian Dix, people that gave everything for that badge. Billy Bonds, sorry, this club now doesn't stand for any of that. And I know people have a go at Jared Bowen. Yeah, he's not a captain. He's not, no, but he is our best player. We haven't got a captain, but that's what I mean. How have so many managers been allowed to not bring a captain in? The 2 new signings. Did you expect anything else? I know people got excited that we signed 2 forwards. I said, do not sign any players because they're just last rolls of the dice. But what it is the last roll of the dice with our hope of our club. And that's why I said I'd rather see us stop dead, except we've gone down. The fan base has to accept it. The ownership has to accept it. They know. The management has to accept it. And I'd actually be okay if they came out and said that. Look, there's probably no coming back from this, but we are going to prepare now for a team to come back up because this is not happening. But this is the 2nd relegation under our ownership. And I've been so reluctant to criticise because I do believe that they could get it right. I do believe there's things they could do, put a director of football in, have a clear way of play, who we are around here, a culture, instill it back into the club. And I actually think it's very easy to do. I'll offer my own service to go and do it. And I'd do it for free, as would all of you watching this, because look, if you're sitting here watching me, sitting around the pool talking about West Ham angrily, then you love West Ham as much as me. That's for sure. We all do. It's part of our blood. But it tattooed all over me. It's the first thing I think of when I wake up. It's the first thing I go to bed. And I'm so sad looking at that stadium yesterday. I never thought. You know, we used to laugh at clubs that couldn't fill their ground. And I'm going to apologise to the people that were so adamant about leaving the Boleyn. I honestly believed. I was one that I honestly believed that when we went, we'd get bought. That was why I wanted us to go. I thought, yeah, we will get bought. Someone's going to come in and buy us. But then people who were so adamant about the Boleyn was so correct. It was about preserving our history, and I didn't see it. I fell for the shiny things because I thought I'd see our club finally be something to be proud of. But actually, we were proud of our club, and actually the ground change has stripped us of it. We got a wall between our away fans, big gap between the pitch. A place that's completely soulless, filled with tourists, and then as it shows, on a cold Tuesday night in London, the tourists don't want to go to watch rubbish football. So we're just left with a soulless bowl, and we'll have it thrown at us that there's cheap ticket prices, cheaper than anywhere else, and the fans will go mad, the ones who are left, and they'll put up kids for £1 to drown them out. Unfortunately, red card protests and things like that. I admire all these people that have put these protests on. They haven't worked. The only way is anarchy, I think. I said this earlier in the season. But then now a load of people go and get nicked, so you're not going to do it. Can't just go in there and smash the ground up as much as we'd all want to. I think the only way you can really do it is just not go. Away fans, the real core fans, stop going. The home fans, if they stop going, leave them with 10,000 there every week, they might come out and address us. They might come and speak to us. But yeah, I'm sure you are as completely disappointed as you can probably tell by my tone. I'm literally fed up with it. Thinking of doing this video today, I was like, what do I say? And it's kind of like a therapy session. Sit there, talking to a camera, talking to you lot. And I know you're feeling the same. That is exactly it. But I started, like I say, drop my kids to school and I think, I've got to speak to the West Ham fans because they're feeling the same as me. And it's really sad because how good would it be if we were talking about something good? And do you know what? I'm sick and tired of people throwing Moyes in our face. Basically, it was Moyes or nothing for our club. And David Moyes is not to blame for our club. He's not. The ownership is to blame of not backing him to build a proper side. Because yeah, he could work and he did mask and put more band-aids over all them holes. 1000%. And we did not appreciate the job he did. 100%. But we wanted to progress to a better way of football. That isn't a bad thing. We weren't saying go and get me Pep Guardiola, but we wanted to push on. We'd won something and we wanted to just carry on that momentum. We sold our best player, reinvested it in a load of absolute rubbish, and that was it. But yeah, I don't even know who we're playing next. I think, is it Spurs next? Let me have a look. I think I've got a feeling it's Spurs next. Another embarrassment. I've got Spurs fans messaging me, as I'm sure you all have, saying they're going to take Jared Bowen off us. Oh no, QPR Sunday. Sorry, I forgot we've got FA Cup where we sold 9,000 tickets. And then Spurs, Saturday the 17th of January, next Saturday. That'll be a nice thing. I would say, look at that. Spurs, Sunderland, Chelsea. What are they going to do to us, all them clubs? Anyway, I don't know what you do. Do I sack the manager? I don't really care. I don't really care about the playing staff anymore. They're not good enough. I don't want to hear your sorries anymore because you just put your sorries in with the performances. But he does some weird things, Nuno. Taking Skulls off yesterday to put Mayers on. What was the point? Both done all right. Both done all right. Not good enough, sadly. The two new signings, my God. We're stuck with these idiots in the Championship. Neither looks great. There'll be more drain on resources for the Championship, that we can't actually get players that now we need. So yeah, my God, what a mess. Anyway, come on you irons. Thank you for supporting the channel. Let's try and stick together as a fan base. As I say, we're all in the same boat, that's for sure. We're all gutted. And if you're hopeful that we can still stay up, good for you. Good on you. I hope we do. I don't even care. I've got to be honest with you, I don't care. And I don't say that because I don't actually want us to get out of it, because then the ownership gets out of it. That's kind of how I feel. I want us to go down because of that. How bad's that? You want your club to go down to teach your owner a lesson. And the lesson will be, nothing will change. They need to start addressing us. We need to demand some answers, some future, and what's happening. It's not down to the manager, because this manager, I don't think he'll even be here by the end of the season. He looked completely gobsmacked at the end of the day yesterday. But all the same problems were there. Look, as I say, Ariola's been our better player, made a great couple of saves yesterday. But his problem is he can't catch balls and his distribution's terrible. We knew that before the season. I'm not having a go at Areola because he has been brilliant the last few weeks and saved a few yesterday. So none of these players should be there. There's about 2 players that should be at our club. As I say, I'll see you all later. I'm going to go put a weight on me and jump in this pool. Anyway, come on you irons, hit subscribe and follow us on the Instagram as well. Mr. Moon has left the building. We'll keep you updated with more depressing news.